Hello, Six. Good day. So, today we will learn about communicable disease prevention and control. So, you still remember your experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic? Let's look at the pictures below. So, did you do all these activities during the pandemic, like staying inside the house, washing hands regularly, wearing a face mask and face shield, observing social distancing? So during the pandemic, we mostly stayed inside our houses. We wore face masks and face shield. We washed and cleaned our hands using alcohol and water. So we practiced social distancing or keeping a distance when talking to our friends to avoid catching and spreading the COVID-19 virus. So COVID-19 stands for coronavirus. So this is caused by the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, also known as the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So what is a virus? A virus is a disease agent that can make you sick. So aside from other viruses, so there are a lot. So there are also bacteria, fungi, and parasites that can infect our body. So when you are infected, so when these germs or disease agents enter our body and make us sick, so and we can also spread them to other people. So that kind of illness, six, is called communicable disease. So in this lesson, so we are going to learn what communicable diseases are. So how they are transmitted or spread and how we can prevent and control them. So get ready, six. So we are going to explore how we can stay healthy, active, and safe from communicable diseases. So now we've talked about our experience during the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's move on and talk about what communicable disease is. So what is a communicable disease? A communicable disease spreads from one person to another. So there are different types of communicable diseases. So we have three: emerging, re-emerging, and researching. So let's proceed to emerging. What is emerging? So emerging diseases are new illnesses that appear in people for the first time or suddenly spread very fast. So these diseases may have existed before but were not common. So a good example is COVID-19, so which is caused by a virus called coronavirus. So it started in late 2019 and spread all over the world. So emerging diseases six often happen when viruses or bacteria change or when people travel and spread germs quickly to stay safe. So we should always wash our hands, wear masks when needed, and keep our surroundings clean. So next is we have re-emerging diseases. So what is re-emerging diseases? Re-emerging diseases are old illnesses that come back after many years of being under control. So this can happen when people stop getting vaccinated or when germs become stronger. For example, the meningococcemia and even influenza or what we know as the bird flu. So have reappeared in some places. Meningococcemia is a serious infection that affects the blood and brain, while the bird flu spreads from infected birds to humans. So, to prevent these diseases, we should keep our immune system strong, avoid contact with sick animals, and make sure you have vaccinations up to date. The next one is the researching. Researching diseases are those or are illnesses that were once almost gone but are starting to come back again. An example is polio. So a disease that can cause paralysis and mostly affects children. So the Philippines was polio free for 19 years. But in 2019, the Department of Health reported new cases. So polio spreads through dirty water or food that has germs from human waste. So to protect ourselves, it's very important that children receive their polio vaccines and that everyone practices good hygiene like washing hands and keeping the environment clean. So how do communicable diseases spread? So communicable diseases are transmitted or spread through the following. One is direct physical contact. So this happens when a healthy person touches someone who is already sick. So these germs pass directly from one person to another through touch, kissing, sexual contact, droplets, or oral transmission, or from dirty hands to mouths. Like for example, so we have the COVID-19. It spreads when people talk or cough or sneeze near others. Like the hepatitis A. So spreads when someone eats food prepared by a person who didn't wash their hands after using the toilet. The next one is we have the chicken pox. Chicken pox spreads through direct contact with the blisters or droplets from coughs and sneezes. So number two is indirect contact. So in this case, germs spread when a person touches or uses an object that has been contaminated by an infected person. So these objects can be doorknobs, toys, utensils, phones, or water. Like for example, common cold and flu. So spread when you touch things that have germs and then touch your mouth or nose. Typhoid fever spreads when people drink water or eat food that has been contaminated with bacteria. The next one is the norovirus. Norovirus is a stomach virus that spreads quickly through dirty surfaces and shared food. 3. So, communicable diseases also can spread bites from vectors or insects and animals that can transmit the disease. So, some diseases are spread by vectors, which are insects or animals that carry germs. So, when they bite humans, the germs enter the body and cause illness. Like, for example, dengue fever spread by mosquito, malaria spread by Anopheles mosquitoes, then rabies spread through the bite of saliva of an infected dog or animal. The next one is air transmission. So this happens when germs travel through the air in tiny droplets or dust particles. So when people breathe in these germs, they can get sick. Like for example, TB or tuberculosis spread when someone with TB coughs or sneezes. Measles spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. So, influenza or flu spreads quickly through the air, especially in crowded places. So, to stay safe, always wash your hands, cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze, and of course, avoid sharing personal things. So, keep your surroundings clean and get vaccinated regularly. So, later on, we will discuss that and how to stay safe or how to prevent communicable diseases. So, now that we know how communicable diseases spread, so let's talk about the different disease agents that cause them. So when we say disease agents, so we mean we mean the tiny living things or microorganisms that enter our body and make us sick. So these germs are too small to see with our eyes, but they can cause many kinds of illness. So we have four main types of disease agents. So let's go through each one together. So here are the agents or germs that can make you sick. Number one, we have bacteria. So bacteria are single-celled organisms. So some bacteria are good and help our body, but others are harmful and cause diseases. So bacteria are very tiny single-celled living things that can be found everywhere. Of course, we're going to use a microscope so that we can see the bacteria. So bacterial infection can often be treated with antibiotics. So like for example, the tuberculosis or TB, the pneumonia, typhoid fever, and cholera. Next one is viruses. So viruses are very tiny germs that can cause many diseases. So they need to live inside a person's body to grow and multiply. So once inside, they can make you sick quickly. Like for example, we have the COVID-19, the flu, the measles, and chickenpox. Next one is the fungus or the fungi. Are living things that are neither plants nor animals. So these organisms include yeast, molds, and mushrooms, so they can be found everywhere. So they can even grow on human skin. So yes, they can cause skin infection or itchy rashes. Like for example, athlete's foot, ringworm, and yeast infection. The next one is parasites. So parasites are organisms or living systems that rely on other living things for food. So these are parasites. There are parasites big enough to be seen under a microscope. So parasites may live and grow inside and outside our human body. So they take nutrients from the persons or animal they live in, causing sickness. So number one, we have malaria from mosquito bites and intestinal worms. So six, these are the four main agents that cause communicable diseases. So viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites. So even though we can't see them, so they can spread easily if we don't keep our bodies and surroundings clean. So we've learned about the different diseases, agents, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites that cause communicable diseases. So now let's talk about some examples of communicable diseases that can affect learners like you. So these are illnesses we should be careful of, especially in school, where we are often close to one another. So number one is disease caused by viruses. So we know that viruses spread quickly, especially when we sneeze, cough, or touch things that have germs. So again, examples, we have COVID-19, so causes fever, cough, and tiredness. Influenza or flu makes you feel weak with fever and runny nose. Chickenpox, so causes itchy red spots all over the body. Measles starts with fever, cough, red rashes on the skin. So, and many more. So these viral diseases spread easily, so it's important to stay home when you are sick and always cover your mouth when sneezing or coughing. So two, diseases caused by bacteria. So we have tuberculosis, urinary tract infection, we have pertussis. So bacteria can live almost everywhere in food and even our hands. So like for example, the tuberculosis affects the lungs and spread through coughing. So washing hands before eating and drinking clean water can help prevent these illnesses. So, three, caused by fungi. So, infections often affect the skin, scalp, and nails. So they like to grow in warm and moist areas of the body. Like for example, athlete's foot causes itching and redness between the toes. Ringworm shows up as round itchy spots on the skin. So to avoid this, always keep your body clean and dry, especially after playing or sweating. Number four, so disease caused by parasites. So parasites like tuberculosis, malaria, and scabies. So malaria spread by mosquito bites causes chills and fever. So they can be prevented by drinking clean water, washing hands, and keeping the environment clean. So remember six, diseases caused by this agent can easily spread in schools and communities if we are not careful. So that's why we must always practice cleanliness, eat healthy food, get enough rest, and avoid contact with sick people. So now that we know that different disease agents and the kinds of diseases they cause, let's find out how we actually get infected with these germs. So when we say infected, it means the germs or disease agents have entered our body, and that's how sickness begins. So children like you easily get infected when playing because they are not fully aware of the danger of getting infected by their sick playmates. So humans get infected when they are exposed to disease agents. Okay, disease agents and acquire them. So the infected person may transfer the disease agents to several human beings, which results in a chain of infection. So what is chain of infection? So before we move on how to prevent and control diseases, so let's uh, understand something very important, which is the chain of infection. So when we say chain of infection, it is made up of connected links. So if one link breaks, the whole chains fall apart, right? So in the same way, a chain infection is made up of six links. So that show how diseases spread from one person to another. So if we can break any link in the chain, so we can stop the spread of diseases. So let's go through this one by one. So, infectious agent. So, this is the germ or disease causing organism like a virus, bacteria, fungus, or parasite. So, it is the starting point of infection. Like, for example, the coronavirus that caused COVID-19. The next one, it will go to the reservoir. So, this is where the germ lives and grows. So it can be a person, animal, food, water, or even soil. So example, so a person who is sick with the flu or puddle of dirty water where mosquitoes breed. Next, it will go to portal of exit. So this is how the germ leaves the body of the infected person or animal. So it can exit through the nose, mouth, skin, blood, or body waste. Like for example, so when someone coughs or sneezes, germs come out through their mouth or nose. Next one, mode of transmission. So this is how the germs travel from one place to another. So it can spread through touching, sneezing, dirty hands, insects, or contaminated food and water. Like for example, the COVID-19 spreads through the droplets in the air. So dengue spreads through mosquito bites. Next one is the portal of entry. So this is how the germ enters another person's body. So it can enter through the nose, mouth, eyes, skin, or some open wounds. Like for example, germs can enter when you touch your mouth without washing your hands. So the next one is the susceptible. Okay, let's go back. Okay, the susceptible host. So this is the person who can get infected if your immune system is weak. So you are more likely to get sick. Like example, a tired or an vaccinated person can catch the flu easily. So six, those are the six links in the chain of infection. So like infectious agent, reservoir, portal of exit, mode of transmission, portal of entry, and susceptible host. So we just learned about these six links in the chain of infection. So the steps that show how germs spread from one person to another. So now let's learn on how to break the chain of infection to stop diseases from spreading. So remember, if we break one link, the whole chain stopped, and the disease cannot spread to other person. So let's go through each link one by one and see what we can do. Number one, disease agent. So this germ that causes the sickness. So you may destroy and kill the germs or stop their spread by doing the following. One, you need to wash your hands regularly. Avoid touching your face, especially your mouth, nose, and eyes. Three, disinfect and sterilize objects we use like tablets, doorknobs, and gadgets, because these are the things that we usually hold. So when we do this, we kill or remove the germs before they enter our body. So next one is the reservoir. So the reservoir is where the germs live and multiply. So this could be in a person, animal, or dirty environment. So if the disease agents are already in your body, you can do the following to prevent disease agents from multiplying and causing further infection. So number one, you need to observe proper personal hygiene, like brushing your teeth, um, taking a bath, washing your hands, cleaning your ears. Okay, so these are proper personal hygiene. Next, eating healthy food to boost your immune system. Of course, you need to eat your go, grow, and glow food. Getting enough rest and sleep. Exercise regularly to keep your body strong. Always remember a clean and healthy body makes it harder for germs to survive and multiply. The next one is the portal of exit and portal of entry. So to avoid transmitting the disease agent to another person or spreading infection, so do the following. You may infect others or may get infected through the portal of entry, or I mean to the portal of exit or the portal of entry. So it is important that these portals are covered to avoid spreading germs. Like for example, you need to cover your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Cover your cuts and wounds with clean bandages. So use toilets properly and keep them clean and disinfected. So by doing this, we prevent germs from escaping and from getting into other people's body. The next one is mode of transmission. So this is how germs travel. Germs can be transmitted directly, again indirectly, or through vectors or any organisms like an insect or a parasite. So let's do the following so we can stop the spread by practicing good habits. One, so don't shake hands unnecessarily. So wash your hands regularly. Avoid touching your face. Stay at home if you're sick. So maintain the social distancing. So wear a face mask or face shield when needed. So this action stops germs from moving from one place to another. The next one is the susceptible host. So can you prevent getting sick? Yes, of course you can. You can prevent. So having a good resistance against disease agents is important. To strengthen our resistance, we should again eat nutritious food like fruits and vegetables, get enough rest, sleep, drink plenty of water, exercise regularly, get vaccinated to protect against certain diseases. A strong body with a strong immune system can fight off germs easily, so making us healthy and active every day. So we can break the chain of infection by keeping ourselves clean, healthy, and protected. So simple actions like again washing your hands, wearing masks, staying healthy can save lives, including our own. So now we know how germs spread and how to prevent infection. Let's talk about what happens inside our body when we get sick. So this is called the stages of infection. So the different steps our body goes through when germs enter. So these are five stages in infection. So let's discuss this. So there are five stages of infection. So let's discuss each one. The first one is we have incubation stage. So this first stage after germs enter your body, you don't feel sick yet because the germs are just starting to grow. Like, for example, you might already have the flu virus, but it doesn't show any symptoms yet on your body. The next stage is the prodromal stage. So, this is when you start to feel a little sick. You may have headache, sore throat, or you feel tired, but you're not sure what disease it is yet. Like, for example, you feel weak and your throat starts to hurt before getting a fever. Next one is a period of illness. So, this is the worst stage of the infection. So, you feel very sick and slow, and show clear symptoms like fever, cough, rushes, or pain. Example, when you have a high fever and cough from the flu. Next, period of decline. So this is when your body starts to fight the germs and you begin to feel better. So your fever goes down and your energy starts to come back. Example. So after taking a medicine and resting, you start to recover. And the last stage is the convalescent stage. So this is the last stage of your recovery. So you are almost healthy again, but your body is still regaining strength. Like example, you feel better and can go back to school, but you still need rest and healthy food to fully recover. So six, by knowing the stages on infection, we can understand how our body reacts to germs and why it's important to rest, eat healthy, and take medicine when needed. So what can you do to improve your immune system or body resistance against diseases? So, let's talk about something very important now, how to make your body strong so that you can fight off diseases. So your immune system is like your body's defense team. So the stronger it is, the better your body can fight germs. So here are some ways to improve your immune system. So number one is, of course, you need to eat foods that have proper nutrition. So healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, fish, eggs, and milk give your body the nutrients it needs. So healthy food will help boost your immune system. If your immune system is strong, it can fight away diseases. Two, so get enough sleep or rest. So lack of sleep can weaken your immune system. Hence, you need to sleep enough. You need to get enough rest, and sleep to increase your body's resistance. So make sure you sleep well every night and take short rests if needed. 3. Exercise regularly. So movement is important, is an essential component of health. So this will help boost your immune system. So activities like running, walking, dancing, or playing sports can strengthen your immune system and make your body more resistant to germs. The next one, of course, is getting vaccinated. So get vaccinated. The process of vaccination is to introduce a germ into your immune system to teach the system to recognize the germ and learn how to fight it. So the next time these germs enter your body, your immune system already knows how to defend itself from the germ. So, example like polio vaccine, flu vaccine, or the COVID-19 vaccine. So the next time your body meets the germ, it already know on how to defend itself. So 6, by eating healthy and again, sleeping well, exercising, and getting vaccinated, you can boost your body's resistance against communicable diseases. So what is the importance of vaccination? So vaccine reduce the risk of acquiring a disease by working with your body's natural defenses. So to build protection, vaccines work by imitating the infection. A dead or weakened virus is introduced into the body to prompt the body to recognize and remember how to fight the real live virus in the future. So vaccines help your body learn to fight germs before you get sick. So they keep you healthy and stop diseases from spreading others. Okay, so children should be vaccinated to be protected against life threatening. So diseases such as poliomyelitis, tetanus, COVID-19, mumps, rubella, human papillomavirus, and others. Okay, so 6, so that's it for today's lesson on communicable diseases. So remember to wash your hands, eat healthy food, exercise, get enough rest, and stay vaccinated to keep your body strong. So stay active, stay healthy, and keep yourself and others safe from germs. Thank you for listening. See you next time, 6.